A group of Nigerian youths has organized a sensitization forum in Abuja to reorientate youths across the country, charging them to actively participate and run in the coming 2019 elections. But the forum, which was tagged Youth for Presidency 2019, centered its discussion on matters that affect Nigerian youths, especially at the grassroots, as well as possible solutions to the problems. The groups believe that with proper orientation and sensitization, Nigerians, especially the youths, would be confident to actively participate in the coming election in 2019 and also drive the nation to where it ought to be.
NOSRA is only an agency on paper and not proactive, and have failed woefully to monitor and manage spills anywhere in the Niger Delta and Nigeria at large. This failure is as a result of their skeletal services for operations at the zonal office. We equally observe that the multinationals have become complacent, careless, and heartless in their handling of oil spillages, pollution, and the degradation of the environment, as they easily lobby NOSRA officials in Abuja who have become willing tools to the continuous degradation of the environment. We demand and relocate the NOSRA office from Abuja to any of the oil-bearing states in the Niger Delta for effective monitoring of spill in the Niger Delta.
To talk more on this, we have a public affairs analyst, Wale Oshunde, here in the studio to talk about these issues. Thank you very much again for joining us on the news arm.
Thank you for
having me. So this has been trending on social media. If not you, who? And if not now, when? But do you think Nigerian youths are really ready to take the bull by the horn, or it's a case of just talking about it and waiting for who will bail the cats?
Oh, well, I think we are very much ready. I belong to that category, of those you're talking about. The Nigerian youth. And so I think the Nigerian youth are ready. And then they want to ensure that 2019 is actually not the same kind of faces.
When you say ready, how ready? What do you mean?
The youth
are you running for any position?
No,
so how ready are you? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the Nigerian youths generally. I'm sure that they are tired of the old faces, the old people that we are used to in this country. And then I know that a lot of people actually are desirous of seeing new faces around.
Now, yes, many people will argue with you, really, especially politicians around that Nigerian youths, most of them are not serious. And if you look at how they handled the Not Too Young to Run bill after the passage by the National Assembly, that they made mockery of that bill at that point. And then with a statement credited to the Kaduna State Governor El-Rufai that you should not wait for power to be given to you. You have to wrestle to get it, really. But then talking about how ready they are and how far they can go, really, to walk the walk when it comes to really coming out to represent themselves, you think Nigerian youths would support their own?
Absolutely, they would. And then I'd like to start with what you said earlier, when you actually said that the Kaduna State Governor said power would actually not be given, you need to work for it. I completely agree with him. But the truth is, what the youth out there are saying is that please reduce that age limit that is actually barring the youth to run. For example, in the Constitution, what you have is that before you can be president of Nigeria, you must be at least 40 years old. And then you ask yourself this question. When the former military heads of state of this country were, acting in those capacities, how old were they? Well,
some would tell you that some of the young politicians around, and they're always ready to cite the example of Kogi State and not giving good examples for the older ones that youths can really handle power.
That is just one of 36 states. And then you cannot also say that all the old governors that you have in Nigeria are performing very well. So I think it will be a serious fallacy to say that because one person is actually not doing well, then it means that other people would also not do well.
Okay, I quite like your optimism, but let's look at some figures that are coming out now, some youthful figures that are coming out now to, even though they've not said they're going to run or any position they're going to run for, but we're seeing they're
body movements, so we know we can look forward to them in 2019. But the question is, what qualities should we be focusing on? It's not enough. I mean, she mentioned about the Kogi State governor that many people are saying, are criticizing here. But what qualities should we be looking for, you know, to support these ones and put our hopes on these ones that they will not disappoint?
Number one, integrity. Very important. We need leaders who have integrity in this country. That is exactly what we lack at this point in time. Because what you find our leaders tell us every time is that we are going to do A, B, C. And then they do exactly opposite of what they have promised in the first place. So we need that leader that has that integrity. Two, will. You must have that will, consciously have that will inside of you.
But how do you judge this? Many of them, we've never seen them in any elective position before now.
Debates.
So,
simple.
Debates.
Yes, that is it. We need to actually jack up our debate culture in this country. We really need to do that.
Isn't talk cheap, though?
Oh, no. You see, the truth is that all we do every time we need to vote people, is to actually vote for money bags. That's what we do in Nigeria.
Talking about money, we just have to talk about at this time, really, and you cannot shy away from it. That's the kind of politics that is being run in the country. Money plays a major role.
Unfortunately,
and of course, if you recall what the amendment the House of Representatives just made just a few days ago about increasing the limitation of amount you can spend for presidential election, governorship, and other assembly elections in the country is quite a lot. From 200 million naira to 1 billion naira for presidential election. So for youths, really, that you're saying that come out, come and vote, you know that the unemployment rate in the country is quite high. Many are unemployed. And those employed, how many are well paid? So where will they get the wherewithal, really, the financial backing?
Fantastic. You see, the truth is, in insane climes, you're not supposed to fund your own elections 100%. Barack Obama, when he was running for that office, you know, many years ago, he actually relied on public funds, on people, I mean the American people, to contribute $1, $2, $10, $100 and what have you. And then he ran a massive campaign, and that was exactly why he was able to deliver excellently.
And you think the older politicians or older money bags in the country would want to support a younger person to run?
Why not? The moment we're able to find out that this person has integrity, he has sincerity of purpose, and then this guy seems to have this brain, he can do the job, I think they should rally around such a person.
Okay, now 12 states have passed the age reduction bill. How optimistic are you that the rest will follow suit?
I'm actually scared. I'm scared because, you see, we are talking about 2019 elections. This is 2018. Maybe I should also state that the race for 2019 started immediately after the elections in 2015. And so now that just 12 states out of 24 states have passed the Not Too Young to Run bill, then we are still left with 12 more states to go. Then you will just find out that 12 other states would not pass this thing before 2019 elections. And then we are back on the same spot.
And even if they do, will they have enough time to prepare for that?
That is the problem, because we have all these older people, you know, already starting off their own campaigns, even though INEC has not said start, you know, but you're already hearing names here and there, and then endorsements flowing, you know, in the way of Mr. President and some other people and all that. And then we do not even have any youthful candidate who is under 40 years old and what have you as of now. And that guy needs to raise money. He needs to run a good campaign to, you know, to ensure that he's elected at the end of the day. Then we're joking.
And then, well, like you said, anyway, power belongs to the people. And if they decide they want a candidate, anything can happen. Thank you very much, Wale Oshunde, Public Affairs Analyst. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.